Let us begin the broadcast with the highlights.
Top on news now. Locals have staged protest against billionaire Jaswant Singh Rai at the Mumia Sugar distillery plant. Also, US President Donald Trump's reversal on life-saving drug supply sparks mixed reactions from the Catholic Church leaders.
Tuko na miaka zaidi ya 60 kama nchi uhuru. Tangu tujipatie uhuru, tumepiga hatua gani za kuendelea, tuziwe watu wa kusaidiwa kila wakati.
Meanwhile,
tumeweza kupata 300 liters of ethanol, fake KRA stickers, approximately half a roll. That's around 17,000 of them.
police seize illicit liquor and KRA stamps in a sting operation conducted in Sagana, Kirinyaga County. (22047) is the short SMS code. The hashtag on X is TV47 News Now. My name is Samson Jura. You can also tag me on X at OJ Samsons. Let's begin. A backlog of civil cases and rampant graft have been cited as major burdens overwhelming the courts. Reports indicate that more than half of these disputes could have been resolved through alternative means. Meanwhile, court brokers are accused of tarnishing the judiciary's image, prompting a stern warning to those involved. Willie Dennis Njeru has more on this.
An interactive forum on alternative dispute resolution (ADR) was held in Naivasha, spearheaded by Lady Justice Mary Oundo alongside magistrates from Naivasha law courts. The event aimed to promote free and open engagements with the judiciary.
Tukiweza kusuluhisha reason yetu kupigana, basi tutakuwa tumesuluhisha hii maneno.
Most of the things that we find is that umeletwa kotini, umesikia umeambiwa lipa mfanyikazi yako, we feel like the justice has not been done.
The decision you make in mediation is adopted as a judgment of the court and it is not to be subjected to any appeal. Once referred, do not reject. Give it a chance. It is faster and it has been proved to work.
Lakini ukiuliza huyo mtu uko na ushahidi, anakuambia nini? Nilisikia.
Who are we delivering it to? And what does this justice mean and to who?
Succession disputes were highlighted as a major challenge, with conflicts among parties often escalating into lengthy and costly court battles.
Hizo kesi unapata mtu alifariki, alikuwa mzazi, na bila succession pesa imekwama kwa bank, mali yake iwezi kuwa distributed, labda kuna watoto pale, fees haiwezi kulipwa sababu huwezi access account.
Mkitaka kununua shamba, please hakikisha huyo mtu ako na title deed. Na hiyo title deed umefanya search na umepata kwamba imeandikizwa kwa jina ya hiyo mtu. Sawa sawa. Msinunue shamba mtu anakuambia unajua hii shamba ni ya baba yangu lakini alikufa akatupatia. No.
Concerns were also raised of unscrupulous court brokers accused of tarnishing the judiciary's image. A stern warning was issued against those found culpable.
Think hiyo kazi ya watu ni kusikiza tu kotini alafu unasikia amekuta familia inaambia nataka mlete 50, huyo mtoto wenu atatoka. Lakini alisikiza tu kotini, akajua huyu mtu ataachiliwa.
Additionally, a red flag was raised against lawyers who misappropriate funds remitted to clients after successful litigations.
When it comes to succession matters bado kwa sababu lazima summons zitengenezwe na bado tunawatuma kwa mawakili na wanaangukiwa. Na sina shida na LSK. Though Kenya is in the mess we are in because of lawyers.
For TV47 from Naivasha, I'm Willie Dennis Njeru.
Thank you, Willie Dennis Njeru, for that report. Now, viewer, for a story that has been making headlines for the better part of January in regards to abductions that have been going on in the country. Right now, we do understand that the Wiper Party leader and the de facto opposition leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, is currently addressing the media at Nairobi mortuary on regards to matters abductions. Remember the 3 individuals who had disappeared in December were found at the morgue. So let's take a listen to what Kalonzo Musyoka is talking about.
Us to believe it is not them. Now we are calling it as it is, abductions and killing by the state. State-sponsored killings. So I think Mheshimiwa Eugene and viongozi wenzangu hapa, Mheshimiwa Senator Wambua, I think some of these young men are from your county. Mheshimiwa County Women Rep, Mheshimiwa Kasalu, na wale viongozi wengine, Mheshimiwa Waititu. We shall consult and find the way forward. It cannot be that this is the end of the matter. If anything, it is the beginning ya kuwafichua hawa so that they will know this is a country under the rule of law and not a country under the rule of gangsters who operate with the full knowledge and concurrence and perhaps support of the state. That's what I want to say for now, and we have to act. We know the Law Society has even demanded certain other actions. Of course, some of us are members of the Law Society, and we must all dig in and fight for the true liberation of this country.
Thank you very much. Let me also join my brother in passing my condolences to the families of Martin and Justice. They are here with us, and we've been able to see the bodies of these two young men. They were supposed to be produced in court, but they were identified here dead.
So that is the Wiper party leader, accompanied to DAPK party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa, respectively, addressing the media in regards to matters abductions. Of course, that is a story that we are following up on, and we'll be bringing you up to speed in our subsequent news bulletins at 7 and 9 p.m. So stay tuned to be informed on that particular front. Now, still on matters disappearances. Now, the family of Joseph Ng'ang'a Muhia held demonstrations today at the DCI headquarters demanding answers about the whereabouts of their kin. According to the family, Ng'ang'a, also known as Jose, went missing during a fire incident in Ruiru, Kiambu County that allegedly led to his untimely demise. They claim that the police in Ruiru have not cooperated in helping to retrieve his body. Sources say that Joseph was stuffed in a sack for 3 days before being disposed of as a dog's carcass. Modern Furniture CEO Gibson Morage stated that they noticed one of their employees had disappeared and are working day and night to help locate Joseph Muhia. The family is now urging the DCI to intervene and uncover the truth behind his disappearance.
Fanya hii kila kitu wanafanya, lakini report ndio bado tunagoja so that tukue na uhakika Jose ako wapi. Jose alishomekea ndani, Jose ako nje, tujue tu Jose ako wapi. Hivyo ndivyo tunaweza sema sahi, lakini hatuko na uhakika. Hatuwezi huwa mtu labda ako hai. Sahi tunaweza sema ama familia iseme labda kulifanyika hivi, inafishwa alafu atokee, ama sahi tuseme alienda alafu atokee. Tutasema nini mbele akisha atokea?
Siku hiyo yote tunakaa, uko na masosi mengi wa kukosa mtoto wetu. Nataka haki ya mtoto wangu, akionekana nitafurahia.
Hakuna kitu ilipatikana pale, lakini kulingana na wale wenye wako pale, walisema baadaye kuna kitu waliona inakaa umbwa. Swali yetu ni, hii umbwa waliweza kujua aje hii ni umbwa? Walienda labu gani? Watupeleke huko. Na wakienda huku labu, walienda na nani wa familia? Ndo wajue ni umbwa. Swali letu ni hapo. Na tena tukiclaim hii CCTV footage ya Jose kutoka hii wakati kumechomeka, hawataki kutupatia. Ni nini wanatuficha? Ilikuwa accident, watupatie.
Mtoto vile amechomekea huko, wenzake wale wanafanya kazi naye na wale wanajua huyo mtoto alichomekea huko, wote wamefutwa kazi mpaka wa leo. Dakika hii wamefutwa kazi. Katika uchunguzi wetu tukiangalia, hakuna pahali popote, police station zote, mtu akipotea ripoti huwa inaenda kwa police station ili mtu atafutwe. Lakini tukienda kwa police station hakuna ripoti iko.
Either day walisema hakuna backup generator. Hiyo time kulikuwa countrywide, kulikuwa blackout. Mbona wakasema hakuna stima? Mbona wakasema hakuna CCTV? Mbona naficha? Haya, ile time walikuja nyumbani, nilimuuliza story na CCTV, nikamuuliza, mbona utaki kuniwekea footage yote ya CCTV ndo nipe familia waone yote? After kumuuliza swali, alipotea kwa meeting. Mbona alipotea?
Well, indeed, it is a sad turn of events. We hope Joseph's family does get the justice that they deserve. Moving on, a multi-agency team in Kirinyaga West raided a homestead in Sagana along the Sagana-Makutano Highway, seizing a large consignment of illicit liquor. The operation, led by Kirinyaga West Sub-County Deputy Commissioner John Mbogwa, uncovered 90 crates of illicit liquor, carry rolls of stamps with 17,000 stickers, 300 liters of ethanol, 240 liters of unpacked illicit liquor, several bottle tops and seals. During the raid, 4 individuals were arrested while mixing and packaging the illicit alcohol. However, Peter Mwangi Githinji managed to evade arrest and remains at large.
Classmate wangu tukiwa Nairobi alikuwa anafanya kazi huko, so I think ametoa ujuzi.
And Matungu Member of Parliament Peter Nabulindo has alleged that his life is in danger, claiming that he received verbal threats from Kakamega Governor Fernandes Baraza yesterday. Nabulindo asserts that he was threatened after questioning the exclusion of Matungu constituency from key development projects, including the poor state of Matungu Level 4 Hospital, despite the area overwhelmingly voting for Baraza. Speaking at his home in Matungu, the MP further alleged that 3 young men from the area were abducted after criticizing Baraza's leadership, suggesting that the governor might have had a hand in the incident. When reached for response, Governor Baraza was unavailable for comment.
Jana governor amenitisha, akanitishia maisha yangu, akaniambia anataka kunimaliza, akaniambia lazima atanihamisha hapa, unatanihamisha Matungu, na mimi nilizaliwa Matungu. Mimi nilizaliwa Matungu, nilisoma Matungu, nimeoa Matungu, ninaishi Matungu. Mimi ni mbunge wa Matungu. Matungu tuko na shida kubwa, na tukitoa sauti yetu kwamba tunataka huduma ya afya, governor anaanza threats, anaanza kutisha watu. Kuna vijana ambao governor ameshika akawa abduct hapo vijana Matungu, kwa sababu wanauliza hayo maswali mimi nauliza. Na unajua sasa vijana wanakwanga machachari, kabla mimi niulize vijana walikuwa shaanza kuuliza. Vijana amewashika, na naambia hiyo sasa tutakubali governor kuharass vijana wa Matungu, ati wakiuliza maswali yeye anawashika. I am not going to accept that. Sasa mimi ndio nimeamua niulize kwa niaba yake, kama nataka kunishika akuja nishike. Sasa youth 3 walikuwa abducted, wakakuwa tortured, wakakuwa threatened, na wakakuwa released after 3 days. Wengine walishikwa kutoka hapa, wengine miasisi wakawekwa kwa cell for 3 days na Baraza kwa sababu wanauliza maswali.
Moving on, following the High Court's decision to recount the 2019 census in Wajir, Garissa and Mandera counties, Garissa residents have expressed satisfaction with the ruling, citing long-standing discrimination in resource allocation. Garissa law courts had overturned the 2019 census results presented by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics after a case filed in 2020 by local leaders. Residents now urge the government to conduct the census promptly, noting that many of them are pastoralists who migrate in search of pasture, especially during drought.
Uamuzi wa mahakama ambalo ilitupa ile case ya census ya 2019 tulipongeza mahakama zaidi, na imeturudisha na tukafurahia kabisa. Kama sisi watu wa Garissa na mkoa wa Kaskazini Mashariki tunasema shukran kwa mahakama, kwa sababu ile jambo ilikuwa inatuhudhi sana. Tulikuwa tunajihisi kuwa tunafinywa.
Sasa hii ujumbe natuma kwa serikali kuu, na waomba hivi, wakati census ikifika mufanye hiyo biashara ya census wakati mwafaka, ambapo watu yote hawana kiangazi, hawajahama, wako na malisho, wako na maji, ndio wakati mzuri ambapo census ya haki itapatikana. So msiangoje wakati kiangazi imechapa watu wamehama paka hata wameingia mainchi jirani, alafu ndio mnakuja mnasema census. Hiyo census sio haki. Mfanye census wakati ambapo inastahili.
From north, we head east, where Manyata Member of Parliament Gitonga Mukunji has criticized Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki for his remarks against Embu leaders, accusing them of inciting residents against the Kenya Kwanza government. Speaking at Embu County Comprehensive Primary School, where he handed over 6 newly constructed classrooms, Mukunji urged Professor Kindiki to stop misleading Kenyans about the county, emphasizing that Embu is a peaceful cosmopolitan region. Mukunji's remarks come ahead of Kindiki's scheduled visit to Embu, where anti-government protests had erupted last month, demanding the release of Billy Mwangi, who has since been freed.
Kwa sababu nilisikia Embu watu wakijaribu kuiharibia jina, wakisema hii Embu yetu imekuwa kama Kondele, na hii Kondele hata yenyewe iko Kenya. Mimi nataka kusema hivi na nikushauri wakubwa wetu, ule Deputy President yetu, ya kwamba sisi tunahitaji uombe msamaha kwa sababu ya kuita Embu Kondele kwa yale ambayo inakaa ilikuwa matusi. Sisi ni watu ya Embu, hii inaitwa Embu Town, haiitwi Kondele, inaitwa Embu Town. Na Embu Town hapa sisi tunaruhusu kila mtu kukuja kutuambia maneno bila vurugu yoyote. Na hata mimi mmoja niheshimiwe. Mimi niheshimiwe. Hao viongozi wote wamekuwa kiita mimi kijana. Watu wanasema huyu kijana aliingia jana. Huyu kijana aliingia juzi. Kwani nilijiingiza ama mliniingiza? Si mimi ndio mlinichagua. Na watu wanasema mmoja aheshimiwe.
Now, Kitui Catholic bishops have voiced concerns over the recent U.S. government decision to rescind an executive order that halted the supply of life-saving drugs for HIV, malaria and tuberculosis in low and middle-income countries. Speaking at the burial of a Kitui priest in Mutune, Kitui Central, the bishops, supported by congregants, urged the government to utilize tax revenues to fund healthcare services instead of relying on donor aid. Kitui Catholic Diocese Bishop Joseph Mwongela warned that churches which support healthcare programs would also suffer if international aid is withdrawn.
There is a big disaster to our health care systems. It is a time whereby we need to rethink and re-strategize as a country. We need to start looking for self-sustaining methods. We need to empower our citizens as much as possible. And dear citizens, it is a time and a call to you to start thinking on ways in which we can increase the funding in our country.
Lakini jambo kubwa la kusema ni kwamba tuko na miaka zaidi ya 60 kama nchi huru. Tangu tujipatie uhuru, tumepiga hatua gani za kuendelea, tuziwe watu wa kusaidiwa kila wakati, tuweze kutumia kile tulichonacho hapa nchini kwetu ili tuweze kujiendeleza.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki says the government has built 15,000 grade 9 classrooms across Kenya and an additional 7,000 classrooms. Kindiki made the remarks at Jamhuri High School during celebrations to mark the school's 120 years of excellence. Kindiki further said 1,600 laboratories will be constructed across all secondary schools to equip learners willing to pursue science, technology, engineering and mathematics.
This government has built 15,000 classrooms across Kenya. We are in the process in the next 1 year to build an additional 7,000 classrooms to bring to a total of 23,000 classrooms, mainly for grade 9 and other grades to make sure that we take care of the physical facilities. We now have resources also to provide laboratories for 1,600 schools across Kenya where our children do not have laboratories. because you cannot do CBC when you have schools without labs, and the first time they see a Bunsen burner or a microscope is the examination day, and you expect that child to do anything in science. So in the next 1 year, the government of Kenya will build 1,600 laboratories across Kenya to make sure every school has a laboratory, a science laboratory.
The State Department of Health is conducting public awareness campaign on drug abuse today. According to NACADA Vice Chairperson Ann Madhu, the program will engage and educate the public, particularly school children who are highly vulnerable. The sensitization efforts have been promoted by the emergence of new types of drugs disguised as sweets. The government has also raised concerns over the use of miraa, citing its adverse health effects among the youth.
Today we got the methamphetamine coming in form of sweets, and this they are selling to primary school children and even nursery school children. They were calling it quick fix or something like that. So they are pink in color, and they are coming in form of cartoons.
Teachers, we really face a lot of challenges in trying to curb and even talk to these learners, because these drugs comes in various forms that you may not even know, in terms of sweets, in terms of even biscuits and many other things, even in terms of other drinks that may look legal, but in truly they are not legal.
Miraa has its own health issues which are bad enough, and this is a high time we educated our public on the usage of miraa and now demystify.
Sugarcane farmers alongside political leaders have staged a protest from Mumia's town to the Mumia Sugar Company factory, opposing the decision to grant West Company's administrator Jaswant Rai and the authority to manage the ethanol production plant at the Mumia Sugar factory. Speaking to the press, the protesters, led by local ward representative, termed it ironic that Rai, who also owns a sugar factory, was given control of the unit. They argue that the current Mumia Sugar management is fully capable of managing all sections of the factory without the need for Rai's involvement. These protests come just days after President William Ruto visited the region and pledged to initiate the revival of the ethanol and power generation units, which were once part of the Mumia's Sugar Company. Now let's take a look at what is happening in the world of sports, and let's take a look at what is happening in golf, where the Kenya Ladies Golf Union elections have been conducted, and Rosemary Mukok is the new chairlady of the Kenya Ladies Golf Union after the exit of Jane Babsanzibo following the end of her tenure. Mukok will be assisted by Mukami Wangai, who has been elected as the vice chairlady, while Frankie Gishuru will take charge as the secretary. In other positions, Rita Warwinge has been elected as the treasurer. Councillors will be Wanja Kimani and Martha Vincent, who were nominated by the Royal Nairobi Golf Club and Karen Country Golf Club respectively.
FCPA David
I know 360 days is a very short time, but I want to focus on three main areas. There is a huge gender gap in golf. The ladies playing golf vis-a-vis the men playing golf, I think we are less than 10%. I want to focus on strategies that will get us to close that gap so that we are not just increasing quantity, but also the quality of the golf that we are playing as ladies.
We had a very good year last year. In November, when we took the team to Morocco, and we played in the All Africa Challenge, and the AACT Trophy, All Africa Challenge Trophy. We went in November 2024, and we came back with the bronze. The last time we were on the podium for AACT was in 2014, so it was a very good year for us. One of my biggest achievements this year was to ensure that our national team, we supported the 8 best players in the country to play in the KAGC events. So in those events, they were actually competing with.
Still on golf, Muthaiga Golf Club's Njoroge Kibugu showcased an outstanding performance to top the final leaderboard as the Magical Kenya Open qualifiers on Friday at the Sigona Golf Club. Kibugu, who maintained his dominance throughout the qualifiers, wrapped up the tournament in a spectacular fashion, carding 3 under par 69 in the final round to finish with a total score of 15 under par 271. Njoroge led a field of 48 pros who competed over 4 rounds to secure one of the 8 coveted slots reserved for Kenyan pros in the 2025 Magical Kenya Open, set to take place from February 20th to the 23rd at Muthaiga Golf Club. The 8 qualifiers will now shift their focus to the 2025 Magical Kenya Open, where they will compete against an elite field of international players at Muthaiga Golf Club.
Place the ball where you should place it, and of course also the greens at Sigona are more undulated than Muthaiga, and this week we've played on faster greens at Sigona than in Muthaiga. So Sigona has been challenging, and that can be reflected well from this course. I think this year we are better prepared.
My putting has been phenomenal. My wedges have been diabolical. They need help, but we'll work on them. We have plenty of time to graft on the range, and yeah,
a little bit harder. I think I need to work on my short game a bit more. Going into the Kenya Open, that needs a little bit of work and a bit of my wedge play.
It's been a very intensive one, and I'm quite happy with the outcome. But though I really need to tighten my belt, because I see there are a lot of shots that I've left outside there, and I will just have to appreciate on how I teamed up with my 2 caddies from
Straight